Welcome back, everyone. And overnight, once again, a big signing taking place. The New York Jets signing free agent wide receiver Eric Decker to a 5-year, $35 million deal with $15 million guaranteed. I think a fair contract because if you look at the other wide receiver contracts out there, that puts him in between Marcus Colston of the Saints and Mike Williams of the Buccaneers in terms of guaranteed money, and pretty close to their contracts in terms of total money as well. So I think if you look at comparables, it's a fair contract. I look at Eric Decker as being the very upper level of number 2 wide receivers, a fringe number 1 go-to guy. But the thing is with the Jets, he will be in that number 1 wide receiver role. Okay, unless maybe they, maybe they pick up a James Jones to take off some of the slack on Decker. Maybe they draft someone, okay, to go opposite him. But as of right now, Eric Decker is the playmaker on that Jets offense. It's an area they seriously lacked in 2013. I like that Idzik went out and identified a need, filled the need, and didn't break the bank to do so. I mean, there's plenty of receivers that Decker is better than that are getting paid more than him and have more guaranteed money coming to them. So I think this was the definition of a fair deal for a guy that, yes, his numbers were probably a little bit inflated because he played with Peyton Manning the last 2 seasons. I think a lot of receivers that play with Peyton Manning's numbers become a little bit inflated. But this is a guy who was not as productive, but still productive when he had Tim Tebow as his quarterback. He's used to working with quarterbacks that maybe are not of the ultimate skill level. I think that's important because it's going to be frustrating playing at times with a guy like Geno Smith, especially when you go from playing with Peyton Manning. I'd be interested to see from a work ethic point of view, from a putting in work, developing rapport with his receivers, how that relationship between Smith and Decker evolves here over the course of the preseason and into the regular season. I think all in all, with all the cap space the Jets had at a serious need, this was a good signing for them. We'll see how it unfolds. I think if they can get a top-flight receiver in the draft, they still take them. I think if an Eric Ebron falls to them in the draft, they still take him. They can still afford now to have another weapon opposite him. This is not going to be the end-all, be-all for the Jets. I still think it's a very good possibility they add, a skill position, difference-maker type guy with that pick they have in the middle of the first round. But for now, it's about Eric Decker. What do you guys think of the signing of Decker? People out there I hear saying that he got paid like a number 1 wide receiver and he's not a number 1 wide receiver. I don't really understand that because to me, Mike Williams is a number 1 receiver and he got more money than Eric Decker. Marcus Colston, all right, maybe he's a number 1 receiver, but his numbers have trailed off in recent years. People don't think Eric Decker's as good as him. So a lot of times you got to watch out what you hear and look at the numbers, and I think it's a fair contract. Let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter as well. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, guys. It's completely free. All right, breaking down a lot of the free agent signings and covering the NFL offseason as a whole on here. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.